Ladies and gentlemen, I am Israel and welcome to the Tribble Timewarp Live. It is the 13th of July 2014. This is 2100 British summertime. That makes it 1 PM on the west coast if you're running on cryptic time, and everyone else can do their own sums because right now I can't be bothered. So, welcome to Season 9.5. Plan for tonight and the plan for the second session in 4 hours time is basically to have a blitz through the crafting system, get some 5-man instances done, and generally have a blast and see what comes up. So, little catch up first of all. Crafting and duty officers have been basically redone. And in fact, that's a nice new change on the tooltips, isn't it? It now tells you how many assignments you've got completed. I don't remember seeing that before, but given the amount of attention I don't pay to the duty officer system on a typical day, that's not necessarily a surprise. So here's the new UI. You can actually resize it a bit. It's a lot better as summaries go, it has to be said. So it tells you who's assigned to a mission on the completion screen, and it tells you more to the point exactly what the rewards were. Worth noting, by the way, that I set these missions going on the live server and then copied the character over, so it's worth noting here that we have actually got the new crafting materials set and ready to go. So that removes one of the worries I had that we were going to have problems with duty officer missions not properly translating if they were still active at patch time. Of course, that's not necessarily a serious problem because you could just hit them in the old store and get stuff converted anyway. But let's convert and collect some of these rewards anyhow. Doopy doopy doo. Yes, thank you to Okay, and onwards. Also some colonists. Yes, I have been hacking up my duty officer skills. Finally decided to pay it some attention on the holodeck. What can I say? I have been very, very lazy about these things. So, what do we got? Well, first of all, we have the new duty officer system, and in fact I need to switch to my other version of Yuzul to do this. Yep, Tribble being what it is, you can have multiple copies of a character. So we'll switch over to the main one I've been using as my crash test Tribble for this season, and quickly beam him back down along with his crew. I have to wonder if they're going to put Sean and Tuvok into the new uniforms. It would be interesting. In fact, speaking of which, change outfit. Odyssey Long. Those of you who watch the Tribble Timewarp will be familiar with this version as my take on a modernised Wrath. I still think this rear strap here needs some work. It just looks a little bit sloppy to me. The fact that it doesn't mesh neatly with this horizontal stripe, and we'll just minimise that for a sec. And then there's no fastener visible. Now I know you can do a conceal fastener easily enough, even with modern technology, but it just looks like it's super glued onto me at the moment. If there was a fastener at the back and this was in line, to my mind it would look a lot neater. Wrath style badge, just a bit of improv there. Not a great fan of the outline only badges, but hey, that's personal taste, and the lighting in here is absolutely bloody awful. So let's find something a bit better. There we go. Gold trim, by the way, was improvised up for me. The Wrath trim, sorry, the trim on the Odyssey dress uniform has a slightly metallic sheen to it, and it uses a standard colour palette, so you can improvise gold pretty easily, it has to be said. Right, so where next? Okay, duty officers. Back to crafting, I think. Those of you who have been stocking up materials in the old craft system, happy days. If you have got 250 and hundreds stashed up. Original implementation of this, you had to do this one at a time. Ha 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 ha. Cue the repetitive strain injury. Happily, Cryptic have fixed that. So just quickly blitz all of this along. You will also notice that I am not miraculously running out of inventory space. Also note that it is not coming across as a one-to-one conversion. So let's see what we get here. We have 60 uncommon crafting materials, and we got 38, 74, 98, 120 green quality materials. This is a pretty generous conversion. All of a sudden, 100 there. What do we have? I make that 200 green quality materials. This is coming back as a standard 2-to-1. Okay, so we're about to convert 7 blue-grade data samples here. Let's see what we get. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. So what do we get? 2 blue materials and a mix of greens and whites. Okay, that's more interesting. Looks like the whatever algorithm they're using, it's not going for a straight 1-to-1 conversion. It's not keeping the quality levels intact either. So green's converting smoothly to green, white to white. That seems to be okay based on what we've been getting, but the blues could be a bit more interesting. So let's see what we get. So 5 samples here. What do we have? Okay, we have 9 greens and 2 blues. So the 2-to-1 ratio is intact. The quality level somewhat... Oh wow, white's coming back on a blue level sample. That's going to get some people up in arms. Okay, let's keep going. Roll again. No blue whatsoever. Okay, that's interesting. No blue whatsoever on that one. Let's try again. A couple of blue-grade samples. Again, nothing. Oh, this is interesting. This is interesting in the extreme. I had assumed that we would be getting consistent quality levels. Blue to blue, green to green, white to white, and purple. Well, you can just go and get those yourself. So, again, no blues. And again, 1 blue. Okay, whatever kind of probability table is going on here. Hello, Sir Boulevard. Good to see you. Get yourself in game. Yeah, again, white's coming out of a blue crafting conversion. That is... Okay, and while we're toddling along, happily the crash that's been affecting the R&D and duty officer window seems to have been fixed. So, here we are, back at ground zero. 1 slot available, schools 2, 4, 3 schools to 5 for slot number 4, and 1 school to 15 for slot number 5. Let's get this party started. Omnidirectional beam arrays. You'll notice that it's filtering, so I can't really go for anything that I can't build. I can switch this off for a sec, but for the moment, let's just keep it down. So, what am I looking to build? Well, let's go for a phaser array. We'll go for Mark II, keep things simple, and confirm what materials do I need for that. I need a targeting interface. Okay, that's easy enough. R&D, beams, targeting interface, and we are good. You'll notice it's automatically selected me a fabrication engineer. You'll also note that the game automatically gave me the emergency R&D hologram fabrication engineer. This is given out to everyone who is level 15 plus and therefore has access to the R&D system. This is a concern I had when the system first hit, that people would be basically locked out if their luck didn't hold on their duty officer jobs. But for the moment, we'll just simply close him out and start the task. Also, we've got this dilithium shortcut that we can use if we're in a hurry, putting in a quick little dilithium sink there. I've not got too much of a problem with that. The notion of a rush job and trading dilithium for that doesn't strike me as being too outrageous. This is something that I've never quite understood. Why is it that I can get Lieutenant Farah's attention when Kitty is over there and has his back turned, but the personnel officer is steadfastly ignoring me? Who knows? Who cares? Let's just quickly chat to her. We have a new submit request option, R&D assistance. So, 1,000 dilithium. Same as the generic request. It doesn't require a duty officer, 48 hours duration. What do you get? Well, oddly enough, you get a mass of R&D supplies, and occasionally you get personnel, despite this going through, for some reason, the personnel duty officer. I've no idea whether that's a temporary bodge fix or not, because, frankly, Memory Alpha is still off limits at the moment. I am assuming that if we ever get it back, it will have its own selection of R&D officers available. Hello, Commander. I have no time for your history exam at the moment. Now, how are we doing? Has that project finished? In progress. Why is that flashing complete? I have one assignment completed. No, I don't. Huh. Looks like we've hit our first serious bug of the night. That wasn't happening before. View details. You'll notice we cannot rush a conventional duty off the system. My money, I must admit, is on this eventually getting the rush option. It kind of makes sense that I would be willing to sink supplies, influence, or whatever into getting Starfleet to cut through the red tape and get things done a bit more quickly than usual. In the meantime, I think we should be just about done. Oh, I know why this is doing it. That's why it's come up complete. Because, yeah, that's something they need to sort out on the UI. Despite it saying that it's got a duty officer assignment, it really ought to differentiate between R&D assignments and regular duty officer missions. Just a thought there. Anyhow, well, didn't mean to do that. We'll collect that, and then we shall beam us our, or rather build us our first beam array. I note with some interest that we cannot build omnidirectional arrays. In fact, we cannot build them full stop, can we? Arc beam array, here we are, requires level 15, to which the comment must surely be, what a pisser. Particularly since, for some reason, you can actually... No, they've taken the Mark 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 options out. You can only do Mark 12. Now, what I must admit I was mostly interested in was only one omnidirectional beam array may be equipped at a time. Right, so basically, there it goes. In which case, the question immediately becomes, well, why don't I just go anti-proton and get myself the omnidirectional array from, which was it? It was one of the Solanae missions. You all know the one I mean. Okay, so we'll just quickly collect that. Now then, next project, assault beam arrays. Quickly check. Mark 6 go. Really, you need a shopping list. Also interesting is that I appear to have built multiple comms, or I just had a couple of these stashed to start with. Energy weapons officer. Do I have anything better? Oh, that's interesting. It picked a green for some reason. Well, we'll just plug him in. Doesn't make much of a difference to the effects here, but why can't I start task? What am I missing? One open R&D slot available. Let's cancel that out. Begin. Phaser array. Mark 6. Confirm that. And it won't let me start the Wait a sec. Wait a sec. Ah, right. It's highlighting these up as being present even though I haven't got enough. I've got one focusing lens, that's fine. But I haven't got... So I need another emitter module. Fine, well that's easy enough to do. We'll rush that. Also, just a thought, have the rush option on the dilithium. Yeah, I think we all are, Sir Boulevard. I think we're all going to be very, very broke. Why do you think I'm slaving my duty officers over on holodeck at the moment? Anyway, back onto topic. So, anti-proton, Mark 6, confirmed. So we've got both of our BMS. Now we just need a couple more EPS conduits. So single click there. It would be nice, as I said, to be able to queue these up. It would also be nice if a rush job automatically collected the result, just to, again, slim the UI down. But we'll quickly jump back, start that, let it have 5 seconds to finish. There we go, and collect the results. So, in theory, in theory, Mark 6 confirm, and we are good. Okay, so 900 dilithium to rush a 1-hour job versus 75 to rush a quick one. Well, it's only Tribble, so who gives a damn? Rush the job. Interesting that it was dropping already. It looks like a few dilithium every minute or so. So it must be calculating this on the fly. And 10,000 to level 3? Are you kidding me? Cryptic, tell me you've got this curve out of whack, please. That is not going to be fun at all. That is... let's just say that, yes, the Boulevard, we are going to be so very, very broke levelling this up. Ha 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 ha, oh my god. And we have to repeat this across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 schools. Hallelujah. I do not think. Let's just hope there's something that will help us out at Drazana Station, because that's usually where they dump the shiny stuff for testing. Except the dilithium grant. Well, yeah, the dilithium grant's always handy. I mean, I was abusing it to get the fleet uniforms, it has to be said. Yeah, ground crafting and make TR-16s. I was thinking something similar for anti-proton and omnidirectional beam arrays, but frankly, if we can only have one omni array per ship, then what I'll probably just do is go anti-proton on the cruiser and just say the hell with it. It's a shame actually, because it breaks a rather interesting possibility for cruisers, which is arc and omni arrays in the back and dual beam arrays in the front, which would have been interesting on a battle cruiser. And we'll probably have had every escort driver crying into their root beer, but that's another matter entirely. Come on, I need tribbles. Come on, we need more people. Oh, and of course we now have a second school, so you know what? Let's just crack on. What do you need for a console? Is it just anything for Mark 6? Yes, and the materials look to be pretty flat as well. I wonder, is it because the beam array requires the same as the console? Really want the ability to produce these parts in bulk. This is a pain in the neck, even with parallel production. EPS conduit again. Okay, so we have 2 on the go. R&D, collect result. Oh, right, you get the shortcut there as well. Handy. Just think it's a bit of a shame, really, because if you're on anti-protons, there's no reason to craft it up. And the rest of the time, well, if you're going to go with an arc cannon, if you're using the rest of your loadout as cannon, and dual cannon in particular, you're still going to need to run the 45-degree firing solution, so there's no point in the arc modifier on the dual heavies to start with. Is there going to be... I am less convinced, to be honest. Cryptic... Well, we'll see what things do with catalysts and high-end duty officers, but I'm not so sure that components are going to be sought after. Especially not if the XP curve stays the way it is. That's going to make people... Wahee! Game on! Engage! Right. Let's see what we get. Indeed it is. Which gives you an idea of the delay on the broadcast and the chat channel, incidentally. Brace for impact and evade away because it's about to go pop. Okay, so that's interesting as well. Okay, the entire fleet went boom, so continue for a second. So, Task Force Omega Mark package. Here's the thing for you. This character's in a fleet, so where's the fleet mark option gone? Just a thought. Anyhow, accept the reward there, and we have got the Trellium-K material package. Guys, if you can do me a favor, I'm going to pop open my chat window. If you can /whisper me with the link for what box you got, and we'll just see what comes out of it. So, Trellium-K material package. Pop it open. What do we have? Absolutely no Trellium-K. That's a bit of a pain, isn't it? Did it just miss it off the materials list? No, it would appear not to have done. Cryptic, your drop table appears to be broken. Yeah, mine didn't either, Boulevard. In fact, it looks like nobody's Trellium-K package has given them any Trellium-K whatsoever. Omega STF, okay, fine, I'll take correction there, Diego Jazz. My apologies, I've got your name wrong. I was under the impression that all of the STFs have been refitted to give fleet marks as an option. Thanks. It's handy just to have it as a tell if you can. Do it to @Hager, purely because I'm not sure if the chat is going to copy into the video for later reference. I'm going to put this up later on. Okay, so Rigobeth got 3 Trellium-K, if I'm reading this correctly. What did everyone else get? And while we're waiting for the queue to pop, let's have a look at some of the other options. I'm not sure if any of these have been tweaked of late. So, where's the TR-116 gone? I've probably scrolled right past it, haven't I? TR-116B sniper rifle. Interesting that these are suddenly out of alphabetical order. That's because they're being sorted by level again, isn't it? Can't help but think Cryptic would make more sense to have these on reverse sorting from low level at the top to high level at the bottom, but that's just me. TR-116B, they've not tweaked the penetration. Level 15 to build. Ha 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 ha. Who the... I'm not sure who's going to bother with that, to be honest, except possibly Sir Boulevard. Okay, that's fine. Well, they could always slip it out in season 9.6, I suppose. Wouldn't be the first time they've done something after the fact. Let's see what else have we got. Shields, Aegis covariant. Okay, so we have Mark 12, 7227, 10% bleed, 136.9, etc, etc, etc. If I bring up the converted version I have on here, 7227, 136.9. Okay, so that kind of answers anyone's questions. Existing Aegis will be converted up to Mark 12 stats, even if it won't necessarily get the Mark 12 suffix on its icon. Curiouser and curiouser. You would think, would you not, that the ultra rare would have the random property and the very rare would not, but apparently that's not the case here. Indeed, Music and Sir Boulevard are making good points there if you want inside, well, semi-inside scoop on STO. The dev tracker and the Reddit are both very handy to have. 10,000 divided by 600... that is 17 beam arrays. Yeah. Okay, I know no one who's going to want to make that many Mark 6 beam arrays. I suspect commanders are going to find their weapons market thoroughly glutted. 30,000 to level 4. Oh my god. Is it still 20 million for level 20? Sorry, 20 million or 2 million? I can't remember. yeah, that pretty much sums up my reaction as well. God. Oh, 30,000 to level 3 and then 50 to level 4. Oh my stars. Oh my stars and garters. That... Who do they think's going to plough that much time and effort into the system? Yeah. Which is going to send energy credit prices... well, it depends. I mean, if everyone starts manufacturing vendor trash, that's going to dump a lot of energy credits into the economy. But with a bit of luck, most people will get to level 2, look at it and think, sod that for a game of soldiers. Note Cryptic, we really, really need a way of queuing up multiple runs of the same item. Bulk manufacturing, boys and girls, it would be so handy. I know I've said it several times in this stream, but I think the point bears repeating. Okay, so that should be everything we need for this little job. So we'll manufacture a full auto rifle, set it for Mark 6, load for phaser because hey, I'm a traditionalist. Confirm that. Tactical exocomp on plus 30 skill, although it's actually, no, what kind of difference is that making to the curve? Where's my plus 0 officer? So go on. Okay, so mostly it hurt the options here. Now, why have we got these little markers on the UI? I'm wondering what those do. Here we are. Mark 6 phaser full auto. Phaser 3 weapon pro. What the hell? Okay. I don't know what I just got here, but phaser full auto rifle, knockback 2. Okay, that makes sense. Phaser ×3 weapon proc Mark 6. Does anyone here want to take a guess? I'm guessing they meant to say phaser full auto rifle KB2, and it's just added in the phaser proc to the description. And Music Hero, yes, apparently it is. So you do the maths, it gets to some rather scary numbers. Now, why have I just had a ping come up on my tells? Ooh. Okay, so that's interesting. Upgrades your next beam attack. Does it give you a percentage chance in the detailed description? In fact, you know what? Can we get a trade going? Pop that on, hit the power, anti-proton array beam attack. Okay, here we go. So, upgrade your next. Now, problem is half of this is going to be coming off my reputation traits, so I'm going to temporarily unslot all of these. Interesting. It's not giving a proc chance. That's a little weird. All right, game on for the breach. And I need to very quickly put that phaser array back in. Ah, wrong phaser array. Wrong phaser array. Oh god, oh god, oh god. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Oh, this could be about to get fun, couldn't it? Okay, Roth Fortress ship is vulnerable. It's time to attack. Quickly. Somehow, where did that Mark 11? What the? Was I hallucinating the Mark 6 layout on that phaser array? Anyway, okay, 3, 2, 1. I think everyone made it out. Yay! Everyone made it out. Yay! Sorry, Fleet Mark package here. So that came up. Anyhow, it doesn't really matter, but we'll nab those anyway. Continue now. So we got another Trellium-K package. Interesting. This is supposed to vary by. Indeed, right. This is supposed to vary by what race you're fighting. So I'm surprised that the Borg and the Undine are giving us the same thing. Anyhow, let's pop the box. No Trellium-K! I wish I could say I was surprised. Let's see what everyone else got. No Trellium from Sir Boulevard. Indeed, we think the Vulcans have been snorting it, by the way. What's everyone else getting, I wonder? Okay, looks like they got into Rigobeth's Trellium as well. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, ladies and gentlemen. It would appear that the Vulcans are going to have to be put on a long course of therapy. I'm going to call this first edition of the Tribble Time Warp to a halt here. I will resume at 0100 British Summer Time. That is approximately 2 hours and 20 minutes. Thank you all for coming, ladies and gentlemen. All 14 of you who are watching. This will get put up and archived if I can figure out how to do it. No Trellium for Aris either. As I say, we think the Vulcans have been snorting the stuff. So if you've got any emotional Vulcans on board, ladies and gentlemen, clob them over the head, get them down to sickbay. There's only really one cause for that. Until, well, 2 hours and 22 minutes from now, farewell.